I'm gonna strip it.
All right. Oh, they can't even see me, Brad.
Oh, Bob, you're gonna have to shorten up.
All right, come on in, folks. We're going live again. We're going live on Facebook and on YouTube.
And the live studio audience behind us.
That's right. Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Brad, are you getting cut off, or is your head, the best part of you, get cut off?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
All right, today, Brad, we're going to talk about, we're going to answer the question, is your chair or is your car seat causing your back pain? And if it is, what should you do? We're going to give you some tips on what to do. I was trying to say hints and tips at the same time.
Or advice.
Advice,
Yeah.
right. Now, this video came about because my daughter Sarah just texted me, and she's a speech therapist that we need.
Right.
And she's over in Tacoma, near Tacoma, Washington. So if you run into Sarah Schrupp over there, make sure you say hi to her.
Yeah.
And she's been having trouble. She said she thinks her chair is giving her some pain. So
She's gonna love you for this, Bob.
I know. Super dad, right? And so we're going to start going over some hints that might help her. By the way, if you are new to us on YouTube,
Yeah.
please take a second to subscribe to us, and we provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, and pain-free, and we upload every day. And if you're not on Facebook, make sure you go over to the Facebook. We know it's not called the Facebook, but we are old people, so we want to be funny.
Yeah.
The Facebook.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyway, we want to make sure you like us, because Brad and I, as children, were not liked, and now as adults, we're trying to turn things around.
Yeah, and it's working.
It's working. Yeah, we're going to do the therapy. We don't need therapy anymore. So let's start off with the first one, Brad. The first thing that you want to make sure is that your chair height is not too low.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too low, and I'm a good example here. You see how my knees, you're going to show, Brad?
Yeah. When you're 6 foot tall, you probably run into this a lot, Bob.
Right, I do.
Look at that. If you
My
follow
knees are higher than my hips.
that. Right.
And when that happens, especially if it goes up in here, it's going to start to round my back out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing we're trying to keep your back as straight as possible at all times when you're sitting.
Right.
So where I really run into this, Brad, is in the bleachers.
I can imagine.
Yeah, when I'm sitting on bleachers, and that's why a lot of people get pain in bleachers.
Sure. Yep.
Because you're sitting and you got your foot on the top of the seat below you, right? Or
Right.
that little gap there.
They should make bleachers. Tall people bleachers, sure, medium.
They
size,
should.
Sure, then it'd be different steps to go up.
Right.
Yeah, we can invent
And
that.
get you out of the tall section.
Yeah.
I could have my section by myself.
Yeah.
So first thing, we want to make sure the seat is the correct height. The next thing, well, you want to make sure it's not too high though, because show what happens with too high, Brad.
I'm going to go this way so everyone can see this. And if it's too high and you find your feet not touching the ground very well, right here where I'm pointing, right there, that cuts off circulation to from that femoral artery supplying your leg with
Nerve, artery, and vein.
right,
Yeah.
nerve artery and vein, and it can cause pain, especially if you're diabetic. Then you really don't want to watch that, but it's just uncomfortable. So then at that point,
You need a little stool.
right, get your feet up, so then you get that level, and boy, it feels better
That's
already.
perfect. That
Yeah.
worked out pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the arrangement I have at home. I have one of the higher chairs, and every time I sit on it, I have to put a little stool under it because I get cut off pressure. Even I
I was gonna say
a tall giant.
that's a tall chair.
Yeah. The second thing you want to look at is you want to make sure it's got a solid back. Now, a lot of chairs come nowadays and they have these kind of flexible backs. And as soon as you sit in a flexible back, what do? You're going to round out.
Oh, Bob, look at that.
Yeah,
Your
that's
couch is
terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, and this also leans back a little bit, this
Yeah.
seat. This is a terrible chair.
Right.
So look at this. Look how I'm just rounding out.
Right.
And there's no way for me to sit well in this thing.
Right.
And if I go back like this,
Yeah.
it's just awful.
Take that chair and give it to your
Even
neighbor.
those big, sometimes see executive chairs, that are real tall, and they
Right.
lean back. Those are bad for you too.
Right. They look cool though.
Yeah. Let's also talk about a little bit at home when you're on a couch
Mhm.
or you're on like a recliner. Again, those tend to be soft. So what are you going to do? You're going to sink into the chair.
Right.
So to correct that, we often say take a pillow or a throw pillow
Mhm.
and put it behind you when you're in those chairs and get yourself a little more upright. That works out really quite well.
Right. Usually a throw pillow works fairly well, as long as it's not too thick or too thin. You'll know because it'll feel very comfortable.
All right, the next thing is I didn't mean to cut you off, Brad.
That's all right, Bob.
Accuse
I'm
me of
used
that.
to it. I'm used to it.
All right, the next thing is you want to make sure the chair has room for your butt.
Buttocks.
What do you think I'm talking about, Brad? I'm going to show with this chair here.
Okay.
I'm trying to stay low so people can see me. Now this is a chair that's about the right height for me. It's fairly close, a little low.
Better than the other one.
Better than the other one. And it's got a solid back, but look, my butt can't go back. So what happens, I go like this and I'm going to slump. It's going to start sliding forward my butt, and I'm going to lean forward. It's going to bring my butt forward.
Right.
So you need something behind you.
You want to try this?
Yeah, let's show that right away. Now that gives me, if I put it up like this, now there's room for my butt to go back and I'm upright.
Right.
So you got to have some, and some chairs have that in it already, Brad. They have it like, this one, if it raised up a little higher, it would allow my butt to be in there, but it doesn't go up high enough. That's why often you need to bring something in to the chair to allow it to support your back and have room for your butt.
Right.
So
it should promote good posture without you having to think about it.
All right. A couple other things, just while we're still on this this first section here we're going over is kind of things that you want to look at in the chair, and then we're going to show you some modifications you can make. At the end of the show, we always take questions.
Right.
So, we'll stick around. If you got questions, we'll answer them, right?
You better believe it, Bob.
All right, next one, Brad. You want to make sure, especially if you're in the car, that the chair or the seat is not set back like this, leaning back. You want to have the seat fairly upright, because if you're doing like this and now you reach for the wheel, you're going to round out.
Yep. So
again, you want to be fairly straight. You want to have the steering wheel fairly close to you, because as soon as you're going like this, you're rounding out.
Sure. Yep.
In fact, a lot of times we say instead of putting your hands at 10 and 12, you're supposed to put them down here.
Right.
I can't calculate what number those are really quick.
Yeah.
3 and 6,
4 and 8.
4 and 8?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. He's probably correct. One of the few times in his life. All right, next one, Brad. If you have, we talked about the steering wheel. Oh, you wanted to make sure you're, when you're working with a screen in front of you,
the computer screen,
that it's up high enough.
Right.
You want to show on that one, Brad, or?
Sure.
Why don't you put it down first?
Yeah, we've got a nice adjustable tabletop here, and obviously, if I'm working on this one, it's way too low here, and right now, even with this chair, if I go straight out from my eyes, I've got nothing there, and the screen's too low, so I'm going to actually adjust this, right about to there, and now my head's up, I feel tall, and I'm working.
Now, he'd want to have a separate keyboard, because otherwise his arms are going to be up like this too. So
I would have the keyboard here.
Now, if you don't have a desk like this, we put it back down again, Brad. I'm sorry, you push the handles. Snap it.
Yeah.
You could just take books and put it underneath there and raise it up, and get the cordless keyboard and the wireless keyboard.
Right. Yeah.
Wireless keyboard.
That works great if you happen to have a laptop, because these laptops really promote bad posture.
Again, if your laptop is down like this, or your phone is down like this, right, you're going to round out that upper back, and it's going to cause pain. And an interesting thing about back pain, by the way, a lot of times if you're feeling it right here, it may be coming from right here, from the mid-back.
Refer down.
A lot of times low back pain goes down into the butt or legs. So don't be deceived. Sometimes the pain may be coming more from the mid-back. All right, let's go into some of the modifications you can make, Brad. One thing, again, we always talked about, we touched upon these a little bit, is if this chair is too high for you, you want to go ahead and put a stool underneath you. If it's too low, you're going to want to get a different chair or raise this chair up. A lot of chairs have the adjustment that you can raise them up.
Sure.
If you can't get your butt back in the chair, you're going to want to use some type of back support. Now, we got a whole bunch of them here. And we've got products listed down and suggested products if you're on YouTube that I'll try to put it on Facebook eventually too, a link to our Amazon page that has all of our products that we love.
Right.
We try to put them all together in one spot.
Ones you'll be happy with.
So this is a memory foam one that we have in there. This works. I don't like this in my car at all, but I like it very much in my office chair. It really works out well to I can get my butt back now, and it gives me upright. And Brad likes this, by the way. in your car.
I do. I really like it in my cars. I've got a little bit of different back problem than Bob, but so everyone's back's built a little different. Your car's a little different, so you kind of have to see what works for you.
Yeah, and if you want to just try something out, is you can take a roll towel, and we just got some tape around it here, and you can try some different thicknesses and see if any of those work. That's not going to work well on my white shirt, is it? Well, I guess you can see it.
Right here.
Yeah. We got lots of. Want to show the one? That's the one I use in my car. I mean, that shows you the differences. I just use a thin piece of foam in my car, and I put it right down low on my sacrum. And I love that feeling.
Yeah.
You used to use these, right, Brad?
I had to put two of them together.
You had to put two of them together.
And it still is not as good as the other one for me, though.
So
here's a round, bought one, a McKenzie roll, which we do like Robin McKenzie and his products, because he knows what he's doing when it comes to backs.
Yeah, and you put it in the low back. Sometimes you can even lower in the sacrum a little bit. It feels good.
Yeah.
There's just a whole plethora of cushions. And again, a lot of times what I have found personally is that when people are in the throes of back pain, when they're having back pain, they like a thicker cushion. And then over time, if the pain starts to go away, they often like a thinner cushion at that time.
Sure.
That's usually been my experience. Again, you can simulate that by using a towel, and you can make a thicker towel if you need be.
Right.
So you can kind of figure out which one you're going to use. All right, where are we going from here, Brad? Let's also show, this is a modification. If you want to spend a little money, this is the Flexor Spot, sit to stand desk. And as you can see, what's nice about this, the whole thing about sitting, if possible, what you want to do is you want to avoid sitting. When I was having back pain, one of the things that I did is I did not sit at all. I actually did all my notes standing up. I just really avoided it. I either laid down or I stood up.
And it felt better.
And it felt better.
Right.
But with this, and I'm going to have you do it, Brad, because you're shorter than I am. But what the idea behind this desk is every 30 minutes, out of every 30 minutes, you want to spend about 8 of it standing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just go ahead and push up and she goes up, right, Brad?
There we go.
And now I can work standing. And then for 2 minutes, you're supposed to move.
Right.
And that means maybe go for a walk. You're just going to be a lot more productive out of every 30 minutes if you take a 2-minute walk. Or do a 2-minute. We'll show some exercise you could try too.
You could, like for me, I like to throw a little hamstring stretch in there.
Sure, you're not even on camera, Brad.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I tell you.
Maybe it was an improvement. By the way, that's why I am trying to replace Brad. I brought Alexa in. Alexa, tell us who you are.
I'm Alexa, and I'm designed around your
Oh,
voice.
wow.
I can provide information, music, news, weather, and more.
Well, I can provide all that, Bob.
This is the Echo Dot 2. I'll put that down in our link below. My wife and I have been using this for years. She can tell jokes, she can play music, she can sing songs. So, and I don't think Brad can do any of that.
Oh, I can too, Bob. Just wait.
All right, so that's the Flexor Spot. Again, that's going to run you a couple $100, I think. But my wife uses one at work, and we were given a couple of these, so we're kind of fortunate in that way.
Right.
So, all right, the next thing is after you've made all the modifications that you can want to go ahead and do some exercises to help you throughout the day. One of them that I like is the Hallelujah stretch. We got a ball here too. The Hallelujah stretch is where you're going to go ahead and you're in your chair like this, and this works really well for the mid back, a little bit in the low back too. You're just going to go stretch back like this, and you can do like a set of 5 of these.
Yep.
And if you don't want to bring as much attention to you, you can put your hands back like this and just stretch back like this.
Right.
And you're supposed to say hallelujah. Hallelujah.
That'll get everyone going in the office.
Yeah. We should probably everybody do it all together.
You want to show with the ball?
Yeah, this is a great modification, by the way. If you want to hit different spots in your back, you just go ahead and get a ball from the big ball store. The big, what's I have thinking? The
Big box?
Big box store. So it's not the big ball store. All right, you put the ball behind you, and now you can hit different spots.
Yeah.
It was one of our physical therapist assistants that came up with this idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, and now you can do the stretch over the ball like this, and this works great. Again, it counteracts that roundness that you're doing here. So you know?
Make sure you get a ball that's squishy. It's got some squish to it. A firm one doesn't work near as well. You need to have some squishiness in there.
You want to show standing back extensions, Brad?
Sure.
So this is a good one to do throughout the day too.
And with this, I like to put my hands here or here, a little support, and we simply stretch back like this. Oh, that feels good. Particularly if you've been sitting for a while, you want to get up. You can walk around just with stretches. Usually 2, 3, 4, 5 is good, and that works out real well.
So Marion Campion said, if you can, check out the driver's seat in a Subaru. I wonder if she means it's bad or if it's good. I'll tell you, there's some cars, their seats are awful. I mean, literally awful. I had a patient that I went out and looked at her car seat. Oh, I wish I remember which brand it was, but it was so bad. I'm like, I literally would take the seat, take the car back to the dealership and get a different car.
Yeah,
There was no way to correct it. It had like a headrest that pushed you forward like
sure.
this.
Yeah. Bet you it looked pretty neat though.
Oh, it looked fantastic. It was really
Kind of
cool.
a cute looking seat.
Another one we can do is supine extensions. I don't know if we got room for this. Do we, Brad? These are, yeah, I'll do it. I'll plug it. So
You're gonna go on there,
I'm
Bob?
going to get on there. I'm just going to use this as for my foot support. You can do these on the floor. You can do these on the bed. And what you're going to do these throughout the day is you're going to get your hands down like this underneath your shoulders. And again, you're counteracting,
Stretch it up. There you go.
counteracting that back that you've been bending the wrong way all day long.
Yeah.
You could do these, you could do like, 5 to 10 at a time. You're keeping your pelvis down. You're not lifting it up like this. You're keeping it up, pressed up against the mat. And if you can only go up this high, go up this high. Just work this area. It should be pain-free.
Right.
And you can do these every hour if you want. I
Right.
mean, when people are in the throes of pain, we have them do them a
Right.
set of 10 every hour. So
Kind of awkward at work sometimes, but let the boss. We said you could do it.
I have had people that worked in like in a factory setting.
Mhm.
They take cardboard and they put it on the floor and they do press-ups.
Yeah.
Yep, and it worked out good. It really did. So the other thing is, like we talked about, as much as you can, you want to stand and you want to walk, and yeah, as much as good old walking is going to help take away your back pain. So
Right.
if you can spread that out throughout the day, it's going to help things. How are we doing on questions here?
Sure.
While we're waiting, we'll have Alexa tell a joke. Alexa, tell us a joke.
Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, but no atmosphere.
That was funny. Anything on Facebook, Lonnie?
Well, she said she's wrapping up a towel and place it vertically instead of horizontal, supporting the spine.
Oh, she's going up and down?
Yeah, so is it?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not a fan of that, but there's some people that seem to like that. I know I even saw OPTP. It's OPTP, their catalog. They have one that's built like, they have a back support that's like this. It's this and this together, and it looks like this. And you remember you tried that one, Brad?
Oh, it was okay. I thought it was all right, but no, you didn't.
I didn't like it at all. But that, again, that doesn't mean anything. If it works for you and you feel more comfortable, absolutely. I have no problem with that. Or if you try to roll a towel and it feels this way, certainly going to stretch you out this way better. So, anything else, folks?
Yeah, a lot of comments on car seats that maybe we should develop a car seat.
Yeah, no kidding. The car seats, it's a bad thing. You try to make adjustments in your car. I know you've struggled with that, Brad. I think you finally found this one, that memory foam one,
Yep,
that seemed to do the job for you.
But been the best by far.
But again, I just want to warn you, my daughter, my son tried that one and it was too much, and it's such a personal thing that you really got to be careful with which one you choose. So
this one is from Layla, Miss. So would you suggest a leg brace to stop the pain? She have a prolapse L5, and
No.
she said no to steroid injection.
a lady's got a prolapsed L5 disc, and she's saying, would a brace help the pain in the leg? It will not. The best thing that you can do for that is to do the McKenzie approach. That's McKenzie. Look it up. You can also look up a therapist that's trained in that method. And we have a video on that, how to find a therapist. They have a locator, a therapist locator. And no matter what, they're in like 36 countries, Brad.
I think it's more than that
It
now.
might be more than that now. And we showed how to go on their website and actually find. So if you go into YouTube, go Bob and Brad and type in McKenzie, one of the videos that come up should be the one that shows you how to get a therapist that's trained in the McKenzie method. So, Brad, you're still kind of quiet over there.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of different people are not happy with their car seats. I can see that. There's a lot of people
No kidding.
head forward, a lot of head forward,
Yeah.
rest on their car seats, and they're slouched in. It's just that's why you really need to make adjustments with some of these back supports. I had one person I needed to put a cushion on the bottom on the seat pan because
it rounded out
it
too
went
much.
so far down,
yeah.
and that lifted her up, and it cured her back pain.
Did it
It
really?
didn't cure it, but it made it much better.
Yeah, because it's, a car seat, it's the same way. If you're a tall person too, and you're really, really low, and your knees are up a bit like this, you're gonna, I had to drive my daughter's car once to the cities. They call the cities here, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I just, it was a trip from hell because I was flexed the whole time.
Yeah.
So
I like to see an MG midget.
yeah, I mean, my number one decision when I buy a vehicle is the car seat.
Sure.
That's the first thing I consider.
Mhm.
Do I have headroom? Does my back? Do I like the seats?
Yep.
And then I go from there.
Right.
Because if you are riding in discomfort, I mean, life is no fun. So
I'm not supposed to say exactly anymore.
Yeah.
So what can you say about an exercise ball in a chair frame with wheels?
we're not fans. The question is, what do you think about
Oh.
exercise? This is a very good question. Exercise ball with a chair frame on wheels. I hate it. We did a video on this. Lonnie, you mind throw me the ball? So we did a whole video on this, and maybe you could, is a ball good for sitting? Look what you're doing when you're on a ball like this. Look, I'm rounding out, and I'm actually got shock absorption going here. So I think most people are going to find out there's no back support. I understand the idea behind it is that you're mobile and you're moving and stuff like that, but if you put me in a ball all day, I'm going to get back pain. So
Right. And we've done this before, and I read some comments from some of our reviews. They do like them, so some of them do. I don't know. Maybe they have the ball hard enough they're situated right. But
I don't know, maybe they're moving enough like this. I mean, maybe if you move into extension, you'll be fine. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to criticize you if you have back pain and you use this and it feels better. But in our opinion, I think it's going to.
The odds are
against you that it's going to make things worse. Very good question, by the way.
Yeah, right.
By the way, did you know that President John F. Kennedy, had severe back pain? And I just saw they had some articles on. They were studying. And one thing he used to like to do, he used to be in a rocker, and he would just rock back and forth, because he was in good posture, straight back, but you're getting some movement.
Yeah.
So he would sit in a rocker a lot of times while he was even while he was in the Oval Office.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah. So, Lonnie, you look like you have nothing.
That's it.
That's
it?
Anything on you? Anything else, Brad?
Well, once again, Bob, back to the car seats, and I think we went over them enough. A lot of them weren't questions, they're just comments. And I'm not going to say which. There's some name brands that came up a lot.
Sure.
I don't know if I should put that out or not. I get hollered at by these people, but these car manufacturers.
We have no fear.
No.
Alexa, tell us a joke.
How do you make a handkerchief dance? You put a little boogie in it.
That's funny stuff. That's funny. All righty, that's the Echo Dot 2. If you want one of those, we got those below too. So thanks everybody for watching, and join us again next week. We'll be live again around this time.